it's Sonia.elsie here. So for today's video, I wanted to do another kind of chit-chat video, and this video is going to be about 19 things that I learned in 19 years of my life. So if you guys didn't know, March 6th was my birthday and I was born in 1998, so I am 19 years of age, which is pretty cool. It's kind of crazy to me that I'm almost not a teenager anymore. I've been like a legal adult for a year, which is kind of crazy. So I wrote down 19 things that are kind of like positive, kind of like life lessons. And today I was originally going to post kind of a negative video, kind of like bashing this company that was really rude to me, but I decided that I'm not actually going to post that video. So if you saw on my Snapchat or on my Twitter that I was talking about posting a video like that, I decided not to post it because I decided I wanted to be a bit more positive, and then I just need to like chill and not be so, I don't know, petty. Like I don't know, I just felt like it was unnecessary for me to post that. So yeah, I decided I would do this video instead, and a lot of these things are a little bit cliche, I guess. Like you guys might hear them and be like, oh, I've heard this like a million times, but they've really just resonated with me and I thought that I would share them. And if you guys have any other life lessons that you've learned, you should definitely comment them down below. I'd love to see your things and we can just all, you know, feel happy and like we've learned something together. So yeah, it's lit. So the first thing that I've learned is that not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay. There are so many different people on this earth, so many people have so many different opinions, and not everyone is going to like you. And that's something that I honestly really struggled with when I first came onto YouTube. I was really just, every single hate comment would get to me. Every single little comment would really get to me, and I would just really take it to heart, and I would be like, why does this person not like me? Why can't this person see from my point of view? Why doesn't this person agree with me? All of that stuff. But I realized that, you know, not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay, and you don't need to waste your time trying to please everyone, because that's not going to happen. You're not going to please everyone. For some reason, someone is going to hate you or not like you or not want to associate themselves with you for one reason or another, and there's not really much you can do about it. You can sit back, you can be a nice person, you can do anything, and they still probably won't like you. So just do you and live your life and don't listen to the haters. So the second thing that I've learned is that you can't always be right, and that is something that I have struggled with. I bet a lot of you guys probably struggle with it, but just knowing when to back down in an argument and realize, hey, I'm incorrect, like I'm sorry, like you just can't always be right. You know, there's some circumstances where you can argue with someone until your face is blue and until you just said everything that you need to say, and you can argue with someone for hours, and a lot of the time you still can't change their viewpoint, and you just gotta realize that you can't always be right. And also it's good to take into consideration other people's thoughts and ideas. So if two people are arguing, or if you have just some kind of disagreement with someone else, or just maybe you don't agree with what a bunch of other people are doing, for example, politics wise or veganism wise or anything like that. You know, I've had a lot of people attack me for my political views and my veganism views and all of that stuff, but it's good to just take into consideration what the other side is saying instead of just being like a door and not letting anything get through and not listening to anything. You can listen to other people's arguments, and you know, you don't have to just stay so high on your horse. You know, you can listen to other people, you can take into consideration other people's ideas, and if something does change you, like you can admit that you're wrong. Like it's all good. So the third thing that I learned are that things always do get better with time. Whether you have just lost a loved one, whether you've gone through a breakup, whether something just really traumatic has gotten to you and you feel like you can't ever get out of that and you won't ever be happy again, things do get better with time. I know definitely, looking back at my old breakups, I remember when I would break up with someone, I would just think that it was the end of the world. I would be so sad. I would just be wallowing in my sadness and just kind of not really doing anything. But as time has passed, I've really just forgotten about that and grown a lot as a person, and you know, time really does heal everything. I know that's such a cliche thing, but as time passes, like you it gets better. Things always get better. The fourth thing that I've learned is that school isn't necessary for everyone. And by this, I mean like college after high school. You know, I do really believe that you should at least get your high school diploma or your GED or whatever that is. I think it is important to, you know, follow through with those things. It really does show future employers that you can follow through with things, and then you do learn a lot of basic things. And whether you're homeschooled, whether you go to public school, whether you go to private school, none of that really matters. Whatever works best for you. But by this, I mean that college isn't necessary for everyone. And as some of you guys know, I am currently going to community college, and I'm almost done with my 2-year degree. I literally have 3 more weeks of school left, and then I am done with that. But it honestly feels like kind of a waste of time for me, and the only reason why I did it was because I was in Running Start in high school, so I was taking community college classes at the same time as my high school classes starting my junior year of high school, and so I was already so close to being done, so to me it would have felt kind of like a waste to just drop all of that and not get my 2-year degree. But I don't think that college is necessary for everyone. If you have a job that you think doesn't require college, or you just don't want to go to school right away, then you always can take a break. Like, you don't have to go to college right away if you don't want to. You can take a year off, you can take a gap year, you can do whatever you want to do. If the job you want to do does require college, or you just really want to go to college, then definitely do it. I'm not saying don't go to college, but it is different for everyone. I feel like in high school there's this weird pressure that you like have to go to college, and like if you don't go to college for at least 4 years, like you're a failure and you're not gonna get a good job or anything. And I don't think that that's true, and I think that that's kind of a scary thing to say to like kids, you know? Like, I remember in my junior year, my sophomore year of high school, I was really just constantly stressed out about that because I had no idea what I wanted to do. If I had just followed along with everyone else and gone to a 4-year school and just kind of studied something I didn't really want to do, then I don't think I would be happy, and I would be wasting a lot of money. So yes, school is not for everyone, and by that I do mean college. So don't think I'm telling people to drop out of high school, because I definitely think that you shouldn't do that. Of course, I don't know your circumstance, but yeah. Fifth thing that I learned is time with someone in a relationship doesn't always equal a great relationship. Let me explain. So I was friends with this one girl from 2nd grade all the way until my junior year of high school, and she literally just ditched me one day because one of her guy friends called me a slut, and she was mad that I wasn't okay with that. Really weird stuff. After not being friends with her for many years and just looking back at our relationship, I can definitely pick out a ton of things that weren't right. A lot of the times she would make fun of me, a lot of the times she would just put me down, and there's just so many different circumstances that I remember, and it just really shows that time in a relationship doesn't always equal a great relationship. And same with the relationship that I have with my mom. I don't really get along with her. It has gotten better, but I have made a video called My Relationship with My Mom, and if you want to watch it, I will link it down below. But I have known her for my whole life, and our relationship just still isn't great. So you can know someone for 1 month and have the best relationship ever, and you can know someone for 10 years and have the worst relationship ever. Time doesn't mean that a relationship is quality, or that that person is necessarily a good person to be in your life. The sixth thing that I learned is that you can't please everyone, and this is really similar to the first one that I said, but you can't please everyone. This is something that I also used to really struggle with when I first came onto YouTube, of just knowing that I can't please everyone, because I will get comments on just the nitpickiest stuff. And like literally the other day I got a hate comment because I filmed a shower routine, and in the shower routine, after I had put conditioner in my hair, I washed my face with my hands. Literally got a hate comment for that. So literally you can't please everyone. Do whatever you want as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, as long as you're not, you know, being hateful or just, you know, physically harming anyone or emotionally harming anyone, then do whatever you want. If you want to wear bright lipstick, do it. If you want to shave off your head, do it. If you want to wear that funky dress, do it. If you want to wear like men's clothes, wear that. If you want to wear women's clothes, do that. Like literally do whatever you want. You can't please everyone. There are always going to be judgmental people in the world, and you can't let them get to you, because what are they doing? They're just sitting at home, like, typing on their keyboard, stupid bullshit. Like, do whatever you want. The seventh thing that I learned is that body confidence takes time. And this is something that I have struggled with for most of my life, is learning to just love the skin that I'm in. And I remember specifically in 6th grade, I was probably the most insecure I ever was in my entire life. I remember in elementary school, you know, I was kind of like cool with myself, you know, I was cool. I was just, you know, living my life, being a kid. But then starting like 5th grade, 6th grade, I was like kind of going through puberty, and I just started to get extremely insecure and would compare myself to other girls constantly. And I validated myself based on the attention that I got from other people. And like when I wasn't getting any attention from other boys, I just assumed that I was super ugly and like all of this terrible stuff. And I remember I would literally avoid looking at myself in the mirror at school because I hated seeing the way that I looked so much. And looking back at that time, it's just like really heartbreaking for me, and I'm so glad that I'm out of that. But I just remember being so insecure, and when people ask me like, oh, how did you get so confident? Like, I would like to be as confident as you. I feel so ugly. I always try to remind them that, you know, everyone's journey is different, and there's no specific way for me to just give you a step-by-step, like, how to be confident. You know, I can't be like, okay, first, you gotta go to the store and buy some canned corn, and after you buy that canned corn, you're gonna dump it in your bathtub, and once you sit in that bathtub for a while, you're gonna feel confident as fuck. Like, there's no certain way to be confident, I guess. It's something you have to find within yourself, and it does take time. So to anyone who is struggling with body confidence, first of all, I just wanted to say that you are beautiful, and that you do deserve to be happy and deserve to be confident, and you deserve to love the skin that you're in. And it's just, it takes time. It takes time to learn to love yourself and to change your mindset, and to just, you know, start doing stuff for you and stop doing stuff for other people. The eighth thing that I've learned is that everyone is just trying to be happy. And this actually, Stella tweeted one time. I think that her tweet was like, once you realize that everyone is just trying to be happy, it's hard to be mad at everyone. And that makes a lot of sense. It really got to me, so thanks, Stella, if you're watching this. But yeah, that tweet just really, like, you know, everyone is trying to be happy, you know, like, everyone is just trying to live their life, be happy, even if someone is super mean or super terrible, like, they're just in their own way trying to be happy. I feel like this life that we have is just kind of a struggle of trying to be happy. So just remember that everyone is trying to be happy, and, you know, everyone's just trying to do their own thing. So maybe be a little bit less judgmental, because that's good. The ninth thing that I learned is to not let anyone discourage you from your dreams. And this, I think, is just really important to me, because I feel like the dreams that I have are they're really out there. You know, one of them is to become more successful on YouTube, and I feel like I am already working really hard on that, and I feel like I've achieved some sort of YouTube success. I did start from the bottom, like everyone, you know, everyone has started from the bottom, everyone has started with 0 subscribers. No, I'm not like a huge YouTuber, I'm not claiming to be some kind of huge YouTuber, I'm not claiming to be Jenna Marbles or anything, but I do, like, sometimes just think that it's so cool that I have people that follow me and that, you know, just want to see my life, and I have people that comment on all of my videos or that come to my YouNows and are actually interested in what I have to say, which to me is honestly really shocking. Like, I don't really understand why people like me, but I do really appreciate it if you do like me, if you are watching this. So I guess one of my dreams to become successful on YouTube was really, like, made fun of a lot by the students in my high school. Shout out my fellow high school classmates. But I started YouTube when I was a junior in high school, and it really when I first hit 1,000 subscribers was when people from school were kind of like, oh, like, what is this YouTube thing that I have? And I remember people would constantly like talk shit about it or make fun of it. And I remember there was one instance on my orchestra tour. I think I had about 100 subscribers back then. There were a bunch of guys, including one of my ex-boyfriends, was watching my YouTube videos and just laughing at them. Like, I was a couple of seats over and they were like, oh, let's play Sonia's YouTube videos. And they were literally just sitting over there laughing at them. And now whenever I see them, they're like super nice to me and like asking me about my YouTube fame. And I'm like, honey, y'all used to be so mean to me about my YouTube channel. But don't let anyone discourage you. If I listened to those people that were making fun of my YouTube channel like all of those years ago, then I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't have this YouTube channel. I wouldn't be moving to LA so soon. I wouldn't be like, I just wouldn't be here, you know? So you can't listen to other people discouraging your dreams, because what do they know? Like, honey, what are they doing? Just sitting around making fun of you instead of like doing other things with their lives? Like, honey. The 10th thing that I've learned is to look out for people that are not proud of your success. And this is kind of like a friendship thing, like things to kind of look out for in friends. But the friend that I mentioned earlier that I was friends with from second to my junior year of high school, like all those years, she wasn't really ever happy for me whenever I would be successful. I remember her like making everything into kind of a competition. Like when I got more Instagram followers than her, it was like really a big deal and she was like really upset about it, and I was just like, girl, chill, like that is not necessary. But yeah, so look out for people who aren't happy for your success. My friends that I have now, it's so amazing. Whenever like anything awesome happens, instead of being like jealous, like we're always just so happy for each other, and it just feels so much better than being jealous, you know? Like being jealous kind of puts this like, I don't know, you just like feel it in your chest, you know? When you have like a bad emotion that you feel, I feel like you just feel it in your chest. Take a shot every time I said feel in the past 1 minute. But yeah, you feel that in your chest and it doesn't feel good. So yeah, look out for people that aren't happy for your success, because they're really just trying to take you down. They want everything to be a competition. They don't want you to be successful, because your success really just threatens them. So look for friends and people that are happy for your success. The 11th thing that I've learned is focus more on the now and less in the past. And I was watching an advice video. It was by Natalia Taylor, and she was talking about how sometimes people are afraid to get out of relationships because they're holding on to those old happy memories that they used to have and aren't really ready to make new happy memories. And if you're not making new happy memories, then that's like kind of a problem. You're gonna get sad, you're gonna get depressed. But it's important to just focus on the now and stop looking at the past and stop looking at things how they used to be, because more than likely things will not stay the same forever. Things will change. Things will just end up being different, you know? So focus on the now. Focus where you are now. Focus on improving yourself. Focus on improving the situation you're in right now instead of focusing so much on the past or focusing on the future in a negative way, I guess. It is good to focus on the future and focus on your goals and dreams and stuff, working towards like a better future, but I don't think that it's good to just like dwell in the past or focus on the future in a negative way, like, oh, I wish I could be like this, but you know, I'm not there now and my life is just terrible, like it's just so terrible. So yeah, the 12th thing that I've learned is that whatever you are stressing about will pass if you just give it time, and I guarantee you this is true. This is 100% true. If you look back at the things that you were stressing about maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, last week even, a lot of those things will probably have passed. I remember I used to stress so hard on fucking Spanish finals, chemistry finals, math finals. I thought that it was the end of the world when these things didn't go well for me. But it ended up being just fine. I got through those situations just fine. You know, I wasn't always successful. I wasn't always like good at those certain things, but they did pass and I no longer stress about them. And that is just, it's just so true for so many things. Like everything that you're stressing about now will eventually pass. So just remember that. This is something that I really remember even now, because I'm in the last 3 weeks of my college career, I guess. I don't know, I might go back to college eventually, who knows, but I'm in the last 2 weeks of that, and it's been really stressful to make sure that I pass all of my classes and do all of that stuff, but everything will pass. Don't worry, you'll get through this, girl. You'll get through this, girl or guy, whoever's watching. Like, you can do it. Whatever you're stressing about, you can do it. The 13th thing that I've learned is that hard work pays off, and I definitely see that in a lot of things. Definitely, it doesn't always work for everyone. You know, someone could work so hard at something and not be successful in it. 95% of the time, I'd say hard work definitely does pay off, and I see this when I work hard, and I see this when I don't work hard. When I don't work very hard, like in school, maybe there's a class I don't like, maybe I just kind of put things off, I definitely see it reflected back to me in my grade. When I do work really hard on something, you know, I also definitely see it reflected back on my grade, or reflected back on my income, or my just random things. Like, I feel like I try to work as hard as I can on YouTube, and when I do see myself slacking, I definitely can see that, you know. So I feel like hard work does definitely pay off, and you're not really going to get anywhere if you're not willing to put the work into it. So work hard, my friends. The 14th thing that I've learned is that nothing lasts forever. Literally nothing lasts forever, and for me it's also hard to think about. I feel like for everyone it's hard to think that nothing lasts forever. My life won't last forever, your family's life won't last forever, your friends won't last forever, your pets won't last forever, this earth won't last forever. It's just something that you really have to remember. So that also ties back to the other one that I mentioned, that, you know, it's important to focus on the now, because these things won't last forever. So cherish the time you have with your family, your friends, you know, your pets, your house, your, I don't know, just with anything. Cherish the time that you have with it, because it could be gone within the blink of an eye. So just cherish all of the time that you have. The 15th thing that I learned is that you don't have to stay with toxic people no matter how close you are. And this one I kind of learned the hard way. I've definitely had some toxic relationships in my life. Like I mentioned before, my relationship with my mom isn't that good, and I have chosen to really distance myself from her. I guess I could spend more time with her if I wanted to, but I really have just chosen to distance myself from her, and I feel like that has been better for everyone. I guess it's been better for me, it's been better for her. It's just been better overall. And I've also had a few toxic boyfriends in the past. And while I was in that relationship, I definitely felt like I couldn't get out, or that, you know, I shouldn't get out, or all of this stuff. But you don't have to stay with those people. You know, there's always help there. You don't have to stay with someone. And I know that now I do get a lot of questions that are like, oh, like, I'm really young, and, you know, my parent is just emotionally like draining me, or just being terrible to me, or saying all of these things to me. And I guess the hard thing is that you can't really get away from that now if you are living with them and you're really young. But just know that in the future you don't have to keep in contact with them, you don't have to talk to them if you don't want to. Like, you don't have to stay with them just because they're your family if they're not treating you how you deserve to be treated. The 16th thing that I learned is that it is very important to put yourself into other people's perspectives if you want to just understand where they're coming from. And this I do if I'm confused about why someone is acting a certain way, or if I'm like, hey, why did this person do this to me? Why did this person say this? Why is this person like this? I try and put myself in their perspective and imagine that I was going through the same thing, and it really just helps to be more empathetic, I think is the word, where you like try and put yourself in other people's shoes, because your whole life you're only going to see things through your perspective, and it's important to remember that there are other people's perspectives. You know, people do have other opinions, people do grow up differently, people have gone through different things. Every single person has gone through different things, even twins, even close friends, parents, like everyone has gone through different things to get them to where they are today, and so that is going to make people's perspectives different, and it's just important to put yourself into other people's perspective to be a better friend, to be a better daughter, to be just a better boss, a better coworker, a better anything. It's always important to be able to put yourself into other people's perspectives. So the 17th thing that I've learned is that it is good to be positive, but don't feel like you have to be positive most of the time or all of the time. And I feel like a lot of YouTubers or a lot of people in general just claim that they are all about positivity and that they have to be positive all the time and they have to put on this like positive, you know, facade of like, oh, I am the embodiment of positivity, and you know, it's okay if your cat just died, like just be positive. Like, oh, you're depressed, like just be positive. I don't really think that's at all realistic or healthy to be positive all of the time. It is good to be positive and to try and see things in a more positive light, because otherwise you're probably going to be stuck in a negative light. But it's okay to not be positive 100% of the time. And I think a lot of people like get upset when I say that. There are times when I'm not positive on my YouTube channel, I'm not positive on Twitter all the time, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, and sometimes when I am not completely positive, people will respond and they'll be like, wow, you preach positivity and you just said this, like you are just a terrible person. And I don't mean to say that I'm positive all the time. If I have ever said that in any of my videos, I'm not completely sure if I have. I might have said that I promote positivity 100% of the time. Then I do take that back and I apologize for that, because I just don't think it's realistic to be 100% positive all the time. I don't know. There's things you want to talk about that might not be positive. Life in itself is not positive all the time. It's good to be positive, but sometimes you just need to let yourself heal. Like if something bad has happened to you or something traumatic, or you just really want to think about and reflect things, or if you just want to learn about something. Let's say you want to learn about an important topic in school. Let's say something sad. Slavery is very sad and it's very terrible that happened. In order to learn about that, you can't be just positive Sally all the time. Oh, I'm so positive. All I do is focus on the positives. I'm not going to learn about any of this important stuff. It's important to learn about that stuff, and it's important to just, I don't know, just know about that stuff. But you can't be positive all the time. It's not a realistic thing to promote. And then I've also seen on either people have asked me this, or I've just gone like, you know, Tumblr things where people are like, oh, like, I want to be as positive as you are, like, why am I not positive all the time? And I don't want people to ever think that I'm positive 100% of the time, because I definitely am not. And I don't think that you should beat yourself up for being not positive 100% of the time, because it's just unrealistic. The 18th thing that I've learned is cherish the people who are always there for you. One example of this is my dad. My dad has always been there for me. I will always cherish the relationship that I have with my dad, and same with my friends. I have so many really good friends who have just always been there for me, and you know, they're just so lit, and I will cherish our friendships forever. But yes, definitely cherish the people who are always there for you, because there will always be people who are trying to use you, who are backstabbing you, who are just, you know, they don't have the best intentions when it comes to maybe a friendship with you. So really just cherish the people that are there for you and that are with you because they want to be friends with you, not because they want something that you have, or they want your followers, or they want your money, or they want this, or they want blah, or they want blah. Like, just cherish the people that are there for you. 19th and last thing that I have learned, definitely I've learned more things, but these are the top kind of 19 things that I've learned, is to take time for yourself once in a while. Of course, it's unrealistic to, you know, take time for yourself 24/7, always, you know, oh yeah, I don't need a job, I'm just gonna take baths and drink smoothies and stuff. But it's definitely good to take time for yourself, to take time to care for your body, to care for just yourself, your own mental health, because at the end of the day, you are the only person you're ever going to be, if that makes sense. That sounds just like so weird, but you are with yourself 100% of the time. Like, it is very important to just focus on yourself, focus on your needs, and definitely take time to just do something good for yourself. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. This video is, this is 35 minutes long and edited, so this might be a long video, but this is something that you can definitely just like, you know, play in the background of you cleaning your room, or like play in the background of you doing a workout, or like doing something boring. You can just have me drone on in the background. But anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this style of video, let me know. Maybe I'll do more. Maybe I'll like add on to these every year that I'm on YouTube. Like, I definitely feel like I'm gonna be on YouTube for a while, but you never know, YouTube could decide one day to delete their website like Vine did. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your lessons down below if for some reason somehow you watched until the end of the video. Comment #birthdaygang, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone!